Going over to the political part podcast, you have Rand Paul reacting to Snap and having it give a lot of junk food to folks. He's also reacting to Steven Crowder, who is bringing back Change My Mind. Steven Crowder, well, he actually just interviews this gal. So it's about a minute, and Lord knows he's a lot more articulate than I, so let him speak before we fill on what Rand Paul is talking about.
Determine what these people, everyone deserves treats. First off, not everyone deserves treats. Second, for me, it's pretty simple. You pay, you choose. I pay, the taxpayer, I choose. Milk, eggs, meat, produce, and fabric softener. Otherwise, get to work. Is that fair?
No.
No, that's not fair?
There should be some choice in that.
I don't think there should be any choice. Our soldiers get MREs and they have to pay for them. Why should someone who's able-bodied, choosing not to work, get anything better than our soldiers?
Again, when it comes to able-bodied, it's like 60% of people on SNAP are able-bodied. Again, some people are not, but a lot of them, statistically speaking, most of them are able-bodied and could work.
Are you aware of so SNAP, because you mentioned this is true. If you go to Amazon, right?
All right.
SNAP EBT, okay, right here. So I pay taxes, right? And there are a lot of Americans who work and pay taxes, who are poor, low-income Americans, right?
Yes.
Not on SNAP. You get 50% off your Prime membership. You get unlimited groceries for $4.99 a month. Let me show you what's in the groceries. Lavazza coffee, $25. Rockstar, Ghost Energy. Hey, let's go down to snacks and treats. When you say choice, these are the choices right now that tax. Pre-filled pumpkin buckets of assorted Halloween candy. Does that seem like helping someone with a tough break? And how do we make the case to low-income Americans that they should fund that? Because they are.
Well, a lot of them have children.
Okay, so do the people paying taxes who are working for a living.
Okay, that's a fair
Right?
point.
I mean, because people say it's taken from the rich, given to the poor. And you look obviously very svelte, and I'm sure you know that obesity is a problem in the country. It doesn't affect you. Probably affects me more than you. I have some that I could lose. But the obesity rate for low-income women in this country, okay, who are not on SNAP, 40%. You know what it is for those on SNAP? 57%. So working class Americans with kids not on SNAP, struggling, are paying to make other people fatter.
That's insane. Now you have Rand Paul responding to this. He says, quote, SNAP is supposed to provide nutrition to struggling families, not energy drinks and junk food that lead to diabetes and obesity. It's time to reform. Now, conspiratorially, I do wonder, well, does the government just want you fat, stupid, and lazy? Do they want you to eat, all that food so you become more unhealthy and more dependent on government insurance and government health care? That way you vote for a bigger, more bloated government to give you more free food and more free health care. It's not the craziest conspiracy theory of all time. I always wonder, is that why they give away all this bad food to these people? Is that why they allow them to buy candy, Coca-Cola? And dumbly enough, and again, it did qualify. I think it was on Amazon and a couple screenshots going around. You can buy, again, cover your ears if you have children listening, edible thongs and panties. I believe they're made from sweet tarts or sweet, what are those things? I forget. It's like a Cheerio, but candy on a string. You could buy that if you're on EBT, which that also perpetuate the issue of them having kids they cannot afford. So perhaps a double negative is unhealthy for you and increases the difficulty of your situation. And I can't think, is the government doing this on purpose? They've been doing it for years. Get more people dependent on the system. The fact that you cannot only buy raw ingredients is abhorrently, it's ridiculous. One of the reasons I think you have more and more Americans saying, get rid of SNAP altogether. Get rid of it, decrease our taxes, let us give money to local charities, nonprofits, and churches who could help people infinitely more effectively, and also maybe vet out some of this fraud. Again, as most Americans are struggling, you see receipts with SNAP benefits where they have a balance of $16,000, $20,000. I think the record is $24,000. That's asinine. And it's being stolen from us, the taxpayers. It's just so much corruption, so much, and it hurts in the long term. You see generational welfare dependent people. You're not helping them short term. You're doing a disservice to them and their family and their children, robbing them of opportunities to get back on their feet and really be more self-sufficient. Now, again, that also guarantees the government more and more votes. Let me know if you think that conspiracy theory is too crazy, or if you think maybe logically, maybe there's some validity to that theory, as we've seen the government give more and more people all this unhealthy crap throughout the decades. you've seen all the videos, buying the crappiest of food at the Walmart, buying, again, Coca-Cola, buying Doritos, Cheetos, pretty much every salty snack on the planet, which also don't help you nutritionally. I mean, not to beat up too much on Frito-Lay, but they do own about 65% of the salty snack aisle is Frito-Lay. Also, same company as PepsiCo. That's why it's called PepsiCo Frito-Lay. And they're buying this stuff, which is engineered to be addictive and delicious, but doesn't really fill them up nutritionally. And it's just a waste of money. Our money. Ridiculous. Now, I think it should be either, I don't know, I'm to the point where I almost thinking just repeal it completely, decrease our taxes so we give more to our local charities. And one of the first comments comes to us thanks to Stan Bazuni. And you see a family at a table, they say, Dad goes, finish your dinner. There's a 350-pound woman on government assistance starving to death. Getting 85 likes. Timmy Two Timmy's says, quote, new SNAP program is awesome. I'd vote for it. And it says, replace EBT SNAP with MREs and watch everyone get jobs. Getting 38 likes. You say that, and yet they wouldn't get jobs. Because then there would be, again, this whole cottage industry of people on SNAP and EBT where they'll sell it. So if there was an issue, if they did change the MREs, I think the market would decrease in terms of, the black market and the gray market. But they would just start selling those to people and making some money. Granted, significantly less, I suspect, than, selling all the delicious, addictive things from the Walmart. But yeah, even that I don't think would cure. That did get 38 likes. Or Davenport says, quote, the proposed bill that would eliminate all products that are unhealthy makes SNAP program where it only pays for milk, eggs, meats, bread, and other assorted foods. People should have to reapply every 6 months, be drug tested, and apply for work. Getting 23 likes. Yep. At the very least. Again, the fact that there have been people on this for generations, just like Section 8 housing, ridiculous. You're not helping them. You're just making them more and more dependent on the government, which, again, guarantees them more votes. Crazy Fix says, Republicans better realize there are 80 million Trump supporters, not 80 million GOP members. Getting 5 likes. Sandra Loftus says, you don't say. And there's a cute picture of a bear, and it says, quote, please don't feed the bear. It creates a dependent population unable to take care of themselves. Then Gal goes, you mean like welfare programs? Game 53 likes. Looks like that was a meme from Turning Point USA. Sandra Loftus also says, heck yeah. You have soldiers handing out MREs. It says, want to get rid of EBT fraud. It says, start giving out these tasty treats instead of money. You have all the leftist liberals lining up with their short neon hair. Getting 60 likes. Let's see. Echo says, I bring you Snap gum in bulk. This is from Amazon, and it's Icebreakers Wintergreen Sugar-Free Mint Tins, $14.77. It says Snap EBT eligible. That's ridiculous. $15 plus, well, round up for taxes. $17 for candy, and we have to pay for that? Natalie says some of our military are also on SNAP as well. So the question here should be, why are we not paying our military enough to survive and take care of those who risk their lives for the country? That's a good point as well. Be a lot more attention focused on, well, there are some good nonprofits that help veterans get new jobs after they stop serving the country in the military capacity. But yeah, that's something you would think you would come together and fix or work on. Also, that got 67 likes. Let's see. Griffin says, it's beyond reform. Shut it all down and start again, or don't. Make people work, and if they fall in hard times, go to a church or local food pantry like we used to. That was what it was meant to be when we were a Christian nation, getting 4 likes. Going down more and more. A lot of people saying just replace SNAP with MREs. Let's see here. Rick says, aren't you in the government? Fix it. There's a picture of some junk food and fresh fruits and vegetables, and says, quote, remember Americans on SNAP get to eat, government workers get to eat, government workers get to eat, because Republicans voted yes to open the government and Democrats voted no, getting 5 likes. Some assholes, or this guy says, oh yes, epitome of self-regulated food. There's a picture of Steven Crowder when he was getting surgery, but again, he had a heart issue. That wasn't because he's obese. Jeremy Couch says, now the extreme libertarian positioning on welfare is that chairs should be rearranged, getting 6 likes, which he should be saying just repeal it all. Lynn Claret says, limit to 20 staples, beans, pasta, rice, produce, flour, sugar, etc., getting 6 likes. I think that'd be a good idea. Max McDillon says, the nutritious and healthy meals need to be made more affordable. Cheap, simple, and easy foods feed Americans that have been driven away from leisure. Wait, it says cheap, simple, and easy foods feed an American that's been driven away from leisurely 9 to 5 for middle Americans to hustle and bustle up for the cash and hustle struggle, starve to the bottom. Getting 7 likes and bringing up one of my biggest pet peeves, people saying, oh yeah, if you're poor, you can't afford to eat healthy. Ridiculous, mentally vacuous, of course. I said because there have been periods in my life where I lived beyond or below the poverty line. And you know what I did? Went to Walmart, bought the cheapest Hunt's pasta sauce. I believe a can of that was like 68 cents when I was in Iowa. You also have a 2-pound bag of carrots for $1.99. Well, $1.75 now. It's more, of course, because of inflation. You get beans for still, I believe, under $1 per can if you get the Great Value Walmart brand. Beans and rice are pretty damn cheap. And they're pretty damn healthy for you. And if you really want to eat healthy, you can. It does take some effort. Food prep is a huge thing. But again, you do not need to be a Rockefeller millionaire to eat healthy. Now, if you want to go to the where the rich people go, if you want to go shop at Whole Foods, yeah, they're going to charge you an arm and a leg. It's a very fancy environment. You got the fanciest of foods. But again, Walmart does have raw ingredients, and you can eat healthy on a budget. It's not going to be the most addictively delicious foods of all time. It's not going to be like your bag of Doritos. But again, it will be good for you. You also have In God We Trust, all is we pay in cash. Say, quote, no candy, no cakes, no soda pop, sugar or dieted, no meat that costs more than $5 per pound. He says, run it like a WIC program, healthcare visits, citizens only, limited time if not disabled. Gain 12, so I get 13 likes. There's a couple of people putting more pictures of MREs. Then people are saying, Russell says reform will never happen. It's Congress, getting 6 likes. Yeah, I hope it. I mean, I'm pretty pessimistic in terms of whatever we'll see, but yeah, I don't know. At this point, I actually think just shut it down, give us our money back, and let us give it to more nonprofits so they can do it more effectively. But let me know your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so click that button. Greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comments. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback. Let me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone, everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.